Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem HaKadosh. That honors the apostles and also great millstone for teachings us truth, peace, and blessings to the whole collective Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Zion Foundation in Hebrew, by Hashem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the unbegotten Son. Background lesson. And today, we're going to go into the defiled bread, and this the unclean things the devils like to throw into the foods that we eat, and even the air that we breathe is contaminated with chemicals. And I mean, look up all the chemtrails these devils be shooting to the sky, especially super early in the morning. The sky covered in lines. What's gonna go back to those chemtrails, man, and just the damages it causes, especially over the course of all these years these devils have been doing it. Breaking our bodies down, making us more weaker, susceptible, as well as putting all this crap into the food. Things that we shouldn't be digesting and putting in our body. You ready to see what's happening with the fruit right now, which frozen fruit. Get a quick video and as well as a quick article just to go into the situation at hand. So, Lord and better fun lesson. It'll be something quick through the spirit. Let's dive right into it.
Contamination. The FDA says the Scenic Fruit Company has recalled frozen organic strawberries and tropical fruit blend packages. Those packages sold at Trader Joe's nationwide. The frozen strawberries were also sold in Aldi stores here in California. The recall comes after an outbreak of hepatitis A infection. So if you have these, throw them away or take them back for a refund. Reported. And Sandra, the Environmental Working Group has released its list of produce with the most pesticides, and some of your favorites are probably on that list. Strawberries and spinach take the top 2 spots. Kale came in third. Hepatitis contamination.
Hey, there you go. But now let's dive into a quick article just to go a little bit more in depth into what's going on. And why is it recalling it? Now, it says frozen fruit recall issued after a hepatitis A outbreak. Now, it says Scenic Fruit Company has issued a recall for frozen strawberries and an organic tropical blend due to an outbreak of hepatitis A. According to the FDA, the strawberries were sold at Costco, Aldi, Kihi, if I did that correct, Vital Choice Seafood, and PCC community markets, while the tropical blend was sold at Trader Joe's. The following products are part of the recall. I was going to go to the items that were pretty much just infected with that. So you have Simply Nature, Vital Choice Organic Strawberries, Kirkland Signature Organic Strawberries. You see right here. This is why we got to especially be more observant, because you see this happening a lot. Doing a lot of recalls with a lot of food, and people getting sick and even dying from these things. Now, the hepatitis A is a contagious. Let's read the top up here. So, while hepatitis A has not been detected on these products, anyone with these products should return it to the local store for a refund out of an abundance of caution, which I believe there's an article that went to, there were some people catching it. Hepatitis A is a contagious liver disease that can range from mild illness to lasting a few weeks to serious illness lasting several months. And this is in frozen fruit, man. Look at Esau Edom, all these chemicals and things that they use, One of the things that we shouldn't be even, putting in our body ultimately, GMO, fruit, food in general. All these things they're doing, man. According to the FDA, look at the banana, When you really look into it, bananas actually have seeds. I believe it was like a video I saw, a while back. Someone's going into it. And just all the genetically modified crap these devils like to throw out. So-called organic. It's not really organic. Continue on. Hepatitis A vaccinate Hepatitis A, I'm gonna say juice can prevent illness if given within 2 weeks of exposure to a contaminated food. So you gotta be careful with this word right here. Even though I'm speaking on this right here, they may connect it to something else. These devils are. But like I said, it's a quick lesson through the spirit. It's time to a few scriptures. Ezekiel 4:13. And Yahweh Bashim Shai said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat the defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And we were in captivity, man. And pretty much everything is defiled. Chemicals, GMO, all this stuff, man. That's why we gotta especially, study the back of the ingredients, a lot harder than usual. Because these devils will put some, unknown names into it. Maybe something, completely different. Ezekiel 4:13. Now said, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat the defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And these devils, need to go. Let's go back a little bit to the middle part.
Stores here in California, throw them away or take them back for a refund. Reported. And Sandra, the Environmental Working Group has released its list of produce with the most pesticides, and some of your favorites are probably on that list. Wide. The frozen strawberries were also sold in Aldi stores here in California. The recall comes after an outbreak of Hepatitis A infection. So if you have these, throw them away or take them back for strawberries and tropical fruit blend packages. Those packages sold at Trader Joe's nationwide. The frozen strawberries were also sold in Aldi stores here in California. The recall comes after an outbreak of Hepatitis A infection. So if you have...
Ultimately, the main point. Continue on. Trying to find a point, but it's Job 9:24. As if the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who else could it be? Who is in power today, man? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man today. Go back to Genesis 27th chapter, 39th through 40th verse. Going to Esau, Edom's blessing, which was the fatness of the earth as well as a sword. Who else do you think that is? You know? As we're going to get book of Malachi after this. One time, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Now, who is the wicked that's speaking of? Esau, Edom. Now, we get the context after this. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, and not where and who is he? Now, let's get Malachi 1:4 just to push the point home. Whereas Edom said, we're impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Jehovah Shemashai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. So, showing you who the wicked is speaking of, because, Edom's keyword right here. I'm trying to highlight it. So who he's speaking of and who the wicked is. Now it says the border of wickedness and the people against whom Yahweh Shemashai had the indignation forever, as well as mentioning Romans 9:13. Jacob have loved, but Esau have hated. So there you go, showing you speaking of. Now let's close with these last few scripts I got, Micah 2:10. I was mentioning these devils need to go. We need our Lord Yahweh Shai to come deliver us, man. And the Lord will very, very soon. Lord will of that hopeful elect Lord willing. Now it says Micah 2:10, rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. This place will destroy you. And a good example is looking at our people, man. Obese, overly overweight, overweight. Trying to find the words. All the junk food and just the crap that these devils put out there, and our people eating up. Especially dealing with all this crap these devils are doing in general, man. The chemicals they shoot into the sky, even the water we drink has certain things in it, the food that we eat, the things that we're putting in our body and digesting, it's harmful. And you see many cases of people, getting hurt and pretty much sick over that. Read one time, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it's polluted, shall destroy you, and with a sword destruction. This place will completely just destroy you, man. And a great example is, our people, man, and just this planet, and things that they're doing in general, man. But Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled and the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Now let's get the NLT version. See what it say. As the earth suffers for the sins of its people, for they have twisted the Most High's instructions, violated his laws, and broken his everlasting covenant. Let's get the NIV. The earth is defiled by its people. They have disobeyed the laws, violated the statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. We've seen the constant push to go against the ways of Yahweh Shemashai. So we see the devil especially putting these unclean, beasts and animals into certain things that we eat in order to make us go off, to make us, rebel against the Lord. Shows how just wicked these devils are, man. Matthew 24:22, and just in order to destroy us. Close with Matthew 24:22, and except the days shall be shortened, and no flesh be saved, but for your elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So Yahweh Shemashai is literally hastening these days, and if the Lord didn't, we'd be completely through. Look at all the things these devils are doing, man. And this is just dealing with the food, That's speaking of, the air, the water, and many other things, man. This is a small example, and just shows the child wicked this devil is in general, man. The things he does, and people just overlook these things. Now, pretty much the main part already. It's just a quick lesson through the Spirit, solace, and as I want to dive into it. But you see this, pretty much a recurring problem. You see in many frozen foods and just many things in general. But Lord is an edifying lesson. I do want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shemashai, Bashem Kakadash. I want to see apostles and those great millstones for teaching us truth, peace, and blessings. There's a hope like the Israel. And Shalom, thanks for the willing.